What up? You are live. Lane Davies is or was in here at one point. He said, let's catch some dinks. I agree. I think we should catch some dinks for sure. Something's reminded me, it's been a long time since I've gone live. Something's reminded me now that when I used to do these fishing lives, I would go through YouTube instead of through StreamYard, but I can't remember why. So I accidentally went through StreamYard. If there's any issues, then I'll go live again through YouTube. I can't remember why that was a thing. Not sure. But let me know if it looks good and sounds good. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe it's bad quality. I don't know. It says there's two people in here. What's going on? What's going on? While I wait for a chat to come in, maybe I'll catch a quick fish or something. Maybe. Jack my worm all up. I gotta bite immediately. Let's catch some dinks. What's up, y'all? Let me know if it looks and sounds good. I'll go live through YouTube if I got to. Ooh, it's hot. My phone's gonna be overheating. It is hot as it can get out here. You gotta be kidding me. Every fish comes off. Start alive and get 4 bites and miss them all. Yo, Mike Irvin, what's going on? Let me know if it looks good and sounds good. Like I was saying a second ago, I haven't gone live in a long time fishing. And I remember when I used to go live fishing, I used to do it through YouTube, directly through YouTube instead of StreamYard. But I can't remember why now. So I wasn't thinking, and I went live through StreamYard. So if there's anything wrong with it, let me know. I'll go live through YouTube. I can't remember why. For the life of me, I think maybe it was better quality. I think it was better quality straight live through YouTube is what it is. The look and sound okay. I think it's better quality through YouTube is what the issue was. He says looks and sounds good. Well, that'll be an option if I need to resort to it. Nothing but a million bites. A million bites. Let's see. Well, it looks and sounds good. If I need to for any reason, I'll try going live through YouTube. But let's, I guess, just try StreamYard today. Appreciate you being in here, Mike Irvin. So I just hosted the day 2, the final day of our Spring Panfish League finals. Sorry, it's real hot out here. So we now know where everyone placed and everything for the Spring Panfish League. It's over. Next league will be sometime in August. I think I'm going to do a bass tournament, and then in September I might run a bass league. But until then, I don't think I'm going to run anything else. So I'm going to take a little break and do some fishing. So what I'm doing right now, I watched everyone catch all them panfish all day. So I decided to come out and do some pan fishing myself. It's very hot and very, very, very humid out here, though. So I don't know how long I'll last. But what I'm doing today is worming a jig head. I bought night crawlers. I bought red worms. I got like half a night crawler on a jig head here. These are garlic night crawlers because that's all they had at Walmart. So I've got a few. I'm going to do some casting around. I might do some just flicking out. This is like a rocky dam area, a rocky bank. Got a little bit of a drop off here. Just going to wiggle this worm around, catch some panfish, and probably a few bass too is the goal. It rained a ton overnight, and so it's not as active as it normally is. It's pretty quiet out here, but I bet we can get some fish. cast down the bank and kind of slowly retrieve it back, wiggling it. Do some of that. Crazy. Snagged up already. Fish in an area that's I normally catch a ton of fish, so it's gonna be weird if it's not super active here. Got a rebait already. Oh, what's good? What up, what up, what up? Just doing some pan fishing here, y'all. Got 1/16 ounce jig head, half a night crawler, slinging that thing around. There's a bite. Fishy. Looks like a bluegill. Look at that. First fish on the live. I caught a green sunfish while I was setting up, but we weren't live yet. Yo, it's Rod. Hey, Rod, you're just in time. Look, more panfish. In case you didn't get your panfish fill earlier, we got a bluegill. Got him unhooked. Here. Worm and jig head. Just the worm and jig head. We're losing bags in here. Explain to me how there's zero wind, yet things are blowing away. All right, first fish on the live. We just started, y'all. Just like 7 minutes in. Get that guy back. So I might have to move. I got a pretty substantial tripod here, so it's going to be a pain in the butt. But I might move up and down the bank as I see fit. But I've just got 1/16 ounce jig head. It was chartreuse at one point, which made it easier for me to see. But today, there's no chance of sight fishing anyway, so I don't care that the paint has been knocked off by all these fish. But I'm kind of tossing it down the bank, tossing it out a little, letting it drop. Just fishing worm and jig head for panfish and bass. We'll see what else we can catch besides that little bluegill there. Guess we have to put sunglasses back on because the sun can't make up its mind today. Oh, I had one already, man. A million bites out here. That's not the issue. Getting bit is not the issue. I can get a bite just about every cast. Turning those bites into anything is the hard part. There's another one. Every single cast, I get 10 million bites. Oh, we're gonna have to reworm. Bunch of worm stealers, dude. Look at this. Look at that. Just sad. What up, Dan? I don't know how long this is gonna last before my phone overheats. It feels very hot already. We just started. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know if I don't think there's even shade to move into. I don't know how the people did. That's why I wasn't trying to offer advice for keeping people's phones from overheating in the live today or last week because I'm terrible at it. I don't know how to keep phones from overheating. Just don't go in the sun is my advice. If you can fish from the shade, you're good. Otherwise, I don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. So, got a worm on a 1/16 ounce jig head, just tossing it around. Caught a bluegill so far, missed a few other bites. Really not casting it that far. I'm just kind of working it around the rocks shallow. So humid. So because of the intense rain we got, it's actually a lot less active than it normally is. What I'm going to do, I just hope this phone doesn't overheat. Sure feels hot. Just taking the phone case off, that helps, doesn't it? Right? It help it break when it falls. It feels hot already. Literally already feels hot. If it overheats, we might try to find a spot in the shade and re-go, or we might just give up. I'm not sure how people avoid it. When I came out here, it's like pretty cloudy, so I was like, hey, we might not deal with the overheating, and then the sun immediately comes out. Can't make up its mind. But I'm going to try a few casts each direction. If we don't catch another fish, we'll move on down the bank and find a better spot. Come on, son. Come out, goes away. Comes out, goes away. Cannot decide whether to keep these glasses on. Come on. Weirdly inactive out here. All right, I'm going to try one more cast this way. Try a couple casts the other direction. If we don't get anything, we'll move on. There's one. Just another bluegill. Don't be fooled, though. As long as this phone doesn't overheat, you guys should see a multi-species thing here. This phone's getting hot, man. A small battery-powered fan blowing across helps. Maybe, maybe. Little bluegill. There's number 2. Freaking destroyed the worm, so I gotta put a new one on. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're probably gonna overheat out here. It's very hot. I got nothing I can really do about it. Oh, hopefully catch a couple before it overheats. It feels so hot. The phone feels so hot already. All right, I guess we'll cast that same direction again since we just got another bluegill down there. All right, we're gonna try a couple casts this direction. If it stays like this, maybe it won't be too bad. When it's cloudy, it's not super hot, just humid. I don't know if you guys can even hear me at all over here. There's a fish. No, another one that just bit and came right off. It's been a theme today. Man. I'm having a ton of fish just bite it and come off. Let's see. I've shaded my phone while out in the summer heat, and that didn't matter. The radiant heat made it overheat. The ambient heat made it overheat. Ambient temp. Oh, well, they can hear me over there. That's good. Scotty from Fun Fishing Adventures seemed to have pretty good luck just putting, I think it was just like a Bimini top on his boat, or I'm not sure what it was, but he was covering it up and it would get all shady, and he said it was working. But Missouri heat and Oklahoma heat's a little different, I think. You know? You know? All right, well, I had to bite that away. We're going to try to catch that fish again. Whatever he was. So there's no, in my opinion, there's really no right and wrong way to fish a worm and jig head like I'm fishing. You can toss it out and you can really slowly retrieve it back and kind of flutter it to keep it from falling down and getting stuck in the rocks in the bottom. Or I'll just cast it out and let it drop straight to the bottom. Sometimes I get a bite on that initial drop. You can yo-yo it back where you bring it a few feet, let it drop, bring it a few feet, let it drop. Normally on a normal active day where we didn't just have a ton of rain, you'd be able to see that each one of these things I was doing is very effective in catching a fish. But the bite's pretty bad today. Oh. Also, I'm getting 10 million short strike, the amount of fish that keep biting and coming off. Normally not that big of a deal. When you're in a live, a little frustrating. Okay, trying to show people a little technique here and show that it works, and then they don't get to see anything from it. They just get to maybe believe me that I got a bite. Jeez, man. I guess we're trying back this direction. We caught a bluegill over here a couple minutes ago. There's a bite. We got him. Something small, something tiny. Greeny. We got ourselves a Lapomus cyanellus. Green sunfish. Headed to church, then supper. Hey, you have an absolutely great day and have a great rest of your weekend. Thank you, thank you. Enjoy it. Piece of a worm and a jig head. I almost said a worm and a piece of a jig head, but it's a whole jig head on there. And a little greenie. Nothing big, just dinks. Just dinks. But this lake has Missouri master angler sized sunfish. I've probably caught 7 or 8, and that's just over 10 inches or over a pound, I think. I've probably caught 7 or 8 that size this year, just from this lake. They're in there. A lot of them big ones they're on beds not too far from the bank. When it's like this, it's really hard to see them, so you just got to get lucky. I don't know what's going on. But a lot of the time, you can sight fish them. When you got a lot more water clarity, you can actually sight fish them, and then you can actually see them and try to fish for them. And they're finicky, man. They won't go for just anything. The giant ones. I just missed another bite. Just wiggling too much. There we go. Dinks. Dinkity dinks. Another bluegill. Also, if anyone watched the video that I put out on Thursday, this is that Cast King reel. I literally use it like every single day. So if anyone has any questions about it or anything, there it is in person. Got it paired with that Mr. Crappie high visibility line. Just another dink bluegill. All right. I got red worms and I got night crawlers if you're just coming in. So I'm taking a piece of worm. I like to have a decent tail without it being too long. If I'm like just dropping it straight down over a significant depth, I'll leave a longer tail because you start to get in some big bass and stuff that way. Just like a half or a third of a night crawler. Nice little tail in there. Enough to where if you were to throw it out there and let it sit, there'd be enough worm to kind of wiggle and have action on its own without you having to do anything. I'll try one more this way, but I need to start moving because not all the fish in the lake are in this one spot. That's a bite. I literally got bit as it was on its way down. Getting just destroyed. Just literally getting destroyed out here. I can't put a bait in without it getting torn apart. Nothing to show for it. I guess we're switching to red worms. I bought both night crawlers and red worms. I typically do this with night crawlers and just break them into pieces. But something about today, the fish are biting real finicky, or the tiny fish are out, or something. I'm just getting a million little tiny bites. DMV, what up? DMV, Whisker King, what's good, bro? Wish you luck. I'm live too. Oh man, well, thanks for joining me during your live. I appreciate you saying what's up. Good luck in your live. I just hosted finals for my spring panfish league, and it made me want to go out and catch some fish. So yeah, Dan, you don't have to stay in here. You can go check out DMV's live. That's fine. I don't go live very often, so I'm not really expecting a million people to be in here. But we're just gonna catch some panfish, and hopefully the phone doesn't overheat. It's a little hot. Anyway, the last 2 casts out this direction, the worm started getting hit on its way to the ground. All right, we actually made it to the bottom that time without getting slammed. See if we can hook whatever it is out there that keeps playing with us. Oh, there goes that sun again. That's the absolute last thing we needed for overheating. What the heck? What the heck? All right, this really is the last cast this direction. We need to kind of start sliding that way because there's going to be more fish down there. I don't know what keeps happening. Something really weird keeps happening. Really strange. Keeps feeling like a bite. Over and over again, keeps feeling like a bite. All right, well, we're not going to fish that way anymore because weird stuff's going on. All right, y'all. We've caught a couple bluegill and green sunfish live. We're going to try to get something a little bigger by casting out this way. Just worm and jig head, kind of just jiggling it around, slow retrieving it, letting it drop, popping it around. No real rhyme or reason for the most part. All of a sudden, super sunny and hot out here, out of nowhere. Definitely just getting played with over and over. We're gonna have to take another cast that direction because we were getting played with that entire time. Thump, 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 but nothing to show for it. Come on, dude. A million little thumps. Yo. All right, y'all. We'll try to get another 1 or 2 before we slide down the bank. Uh-oh. Freaking snags out here are terrible. There's fish. Yeah. Yep. Nice. Come on. Swam right into the crack. There you go. Little green sunfish action. Not bad size. I hooked him and he immediately swam down under a rock and he took my line into a crack. I was like, no. Most of the time they do that and then they come off and then you're stuck on a rock. Finally starting to get some decent sized panfish, little green sunfish, nothing big, but bigger than the last couple. They got a big old freaking huge mouth. All right, y'all. I think we're going to try to catch maybe 1 more that direction, and then we'll move down the bank a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Let's catch 1 more and then move down the bank a little. Oh, that was a bite. That was a bite. There we are. All right. Well, that's a bluegill. That's an absolute dink. So we're gonna actually go for 1 more before we move. That counts as a half a one. Tiny little bluegill. Ouch! Spine me right in the palm of my hand. Good stuff. All right, y'all. These red worms are pretty small. A lot of times I put 2 on there. I'm more of a night crawler guy, but some Walmarts only carry night crawlers. Some only carry red worms. This one only carried red worms and a couple things of garlic night crawlers, which is kind of weird. That seems strange for panfish, but whatever. All right. So we had a huge mess of bait on there. Just wild. That's probably why I'm getting a lot of my short strike. We're going to catch one more here before we move because that last guy was a mega dink. It looks like rain might be moving in too. That'll probably help with overheating, but I don't want the phone to get poured on it. All right, y'all. We're gonna get. Oh, there it is. Yay! A bluegill. Not bad either. Starting to get better size, man. That's a keeper size bluegill. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. I don't have the desire to carry the tripod around, all my fishing gear, and a bucket. So we're going to do catch and release out here. Do not feel like hauling all that around. But look, that's a good bluegill, man. That's a good 8-inch bluegill right there. Woo! All right. Starting to get windy. Hopefully you can still hear me. I'm going to get this guy back. We're going to slide down the bank 20 feet or so. Let's do it. Let's move on down. Let's move on down. All right. It's going to be easiest for me to move myself and all my gear and then come back to the tripod. Hold on. What up? All right, we're going to move this tripod. All you fine people watching, I appreciate it. Had a good championship today, good finals today. Congrats to Bank Fishing Adventures for tearing it up. And all you guys maybe want to do is go out and fish. Now I'm about to get rained on. Probably. That's what it's looking like. We're going to try to catch a couple fish here. Can you see me if I'm down here? Not well. We're going to have to do some adjusting here. Hold up. If I loosen this bad boy, I should be able to. Ooh, I got like one of these tripods. It's like 38 times adjustable. Can't talk to Bixby. I don't want to talk to Bixby. Nobody ever wants to talk to Bixby. All right, hopefully you guys can see me down there. Yeah, I think so. All right, new spot, new fish. Let's go. Something I do sometimes is I just toss it out 10 or 12 feet and I let it drop. If there's any fish on beds right around there. Now they've seen it. Now they kind of got it in their peripheral because I've kind of let it drop in front of them. And if they don't end up coming up and hitting it while it's wiggling around, sometimes I'll just inch it closer. Let it sit, let the worms wiggle, let the worms do their business. With the big tanky sunfish, I've learned fishing for them with live worms. The more jiggling you do, the more they're like, that's unnatural. The more you just let it sit at the edge of their vision and you let the worms do all the action, that's just natural action. They're not going to be fooled by it, or they're going to be fooled by that. They're going to say, oh, that's just a worm. Definitely going to eat him. When you start doing all the erratic jigging, they start going, I'm not fooled by that. Is this a fish? I think we got a fish, y'all. I think we got a fish. That's a good green sunfish. Oh. All right, guys, got a good green sunfish. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. Look at this dude. Hey, boy, this here's a private lake. I know. I got access to the 2 big private lakes in town. I'm a big baller, man. Woo-wee. Big baller. Look at this guy. Look at that dude. Who needs public water when you can just fish private water? Look at this. That's a lunch fish. Oh, for sure. Like I said, if I wasn't carrying, you guys are all crooked. It's all types of crooked. I don't know why it is. It just is. I think it's just going to be crooked because to be uncrooked, I'd have to pick it up like that, and I don't really want to do that. We're just going to be crooked, all right? But yeah, if I didn't have to carry the tripod and all my gear around, I'd have a bucket and be eating some of these dudes. All right, let's try this direction. We have much less worm than we did when we started. That was a bite. That was quick. They ate half my dang worm. This guy feels decent. He's not huge. He's a good bluegill. I'm going to regret not bringing a bucket. That last one was a lot nicer, but this one still has fillets big enough for me. I'd mess with cutting him up. Could be bigger, but got meat on him. Got some meat on him. This is a great lake for fishing for bait. I know a guy who comes out here before he goes to Truman Lake. He always, because I'm like, Dan, I'm like maybe an hour from Truman Lake right now. But yeah, a guy will come up here and he'll catch a bunch of the big green sunfish and he'll take them down to Truman, fish for catfish. I don't know what happened there. All right, let's try that again. But yeah, just got that decent bluegill over this way. He literally hit it like as it hit the surface, man. That was crazy. Oh, I just had a bite. There he is again. Oh, he came on. Stinker. What a stinker. What a stinker. We got a little bit of worm. We're gonna keep it rocking with that little bit of worm. I think we can trick someone here. Come on. There. Oh, we had another one, man. That's the theme today. All these million little tiny bites that don't turn into nothing at all. I'm also having a heck of a time with getting tangled. I don't know what to do. Well, there ain't no worm on there. Rebait time to rebait. What's up, Dad? Father, Dad. Explosion! We're having a Mountain Dew explosion on the bank. All right. We got our garlic night crawlers. We got our red worms. The red worms get bit more, and the night crawlers usually land me bigger fish, in my humble experience. And the Mountain Dew, all that does is make sure I don't have kids. Oh. That's what that's for. Alrighty. Look, I know it's windy. I don't know if you can hear me. That's going to be the ticket right there. You ready for this? Y'all ready for this? I had a bite already, man. Man, the little fish are going nuts with me today. The little fish are going nuts. Dude, it's a million tiny bites. There he is. It's a million tiny bites. And sometimes that's what you get when you have a big rain. Because last night we had a bunch of rain, and yet all yesterday we had rain. So the scientific thing that could be going on right now, this is true with like all warm water fish species. Look at this dude. After you get some bad weather, like bad enough to where the fish stop feeding and they go lockjaw and go hide for a little bit, the little small fish, they got the quicker metabolisms. They got the smaller bellies. Their last meal was a lot smaller. So they actually have to go out. They have the need to feed way before the big ones whose metabolisms have slowed down. The last thing they ate was like a big old meal of some form usually. So a lot of times after some pretty bad weather, you're like, man, the fish are biting again, but I'm only catching dinks. What's going on? Well, that could be it. It could be that the big ones are still lockjaw. They don't need to eat yet. The conditions aren't, great yet, or they're still chilling from when it was terrible. In my experience, the small fish always get hungry first. Backlash. What I was actually talking about you today because somebody's phone took a tumble. I was hosting my finals for my Panfish League today. Someone's phone took a face down tumble. Luckily, it was okay. But I had to tell the story about how my phone took a face down tumble in your championship or your tournament you were doing. This is a couple years ago. And my phone was not okay. My phone broke and I was out. But I ended up still winning because I was that far ahead. My phone broke with, 45 minutes or an hour left or whatever it was. And I still emerged victorious. So what we're doing here, Backlash, and anyone else just coming in. Oh, I missed them. Anyone else just coming in? I hosted that finals for my spring Panfish League this morning, and I have a severe addiction to fishing. So watching these, there's a fish. Watching the, it's so small, little green sunny. Watching these fine gentlemen go out and catch all those panfish made me want to do some panfishing myself. So I don't have all day, and it's probably going to rain on me. The sky's turning dark out here. But I figured I haven't been live in a while. People are like, hey, when are you going live again? When are you doing live fishing? We are here. We're doing live fishing. We're going to try to catch a few before. I don't think the phone's going to overheat anymore with now the fact that the sun is gone. I've had that happen to mine, and I've had mine land in the water. Oof. Panda got 5 bluegill this morning. Good for her. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's always a good time, man. Always a good time. When I was a young kid, I didn't really do a whole lot of fishing, but I remember one time specifically that I was in Florida with my grandpa and I was catching a bunch of bluegill. It was one of those ponds where it's just a million baby bluegills. You put out a worm and bobber and they're hitting the bobber before they're even hitting the bait. Like just a ton of action, the kind of thing that you definitely take a kid to keep them entertained. But like that, just that one day for some reason, it was so many years ago and I remember it well. So what does that tell you about fishing? Definitely can make some real good memories. It took me years after that to actually get into fishing, but I still remember that day well. Oh. All right. We got a big mess of a bunch of worms on a jig head, and we're going to see if we can catch something with it. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. That's what I'm saying. What up, sunfish? We ain't going to be live too terribly long. The plan is, this is a pretty casual thing. I hosted those finals today. It made me want to go fish. I popped on the live. We're going to go catch some fish. So we've caught a few so far, a couple nice ones too. We just put a bunch of random worms on jig heads, slinging them around, no rhyme or reason, and we're catching fish. So we started down there. We've only had to move once. We're getting action. The hardest part is actually landing these fish. So I'm getting a bunch of little fish that come and bite on the worm. Really hoping for a couple slabs would be nice. A couple slabs would be nice. Another short strike. Another short strike. Big surprise. There's one. More dinks, y'all. Just more dinks. Female bluegill. Not the slabs we're going for, but I wouldn't be surprised, y'all, if we hook at least 1 or 2 nice fish before I shut this thing down. There's some good fish out here. Somewhere. All right, let's try cast this direction. Why not? We just got 2 that way. Let's try this way. Come on, fishy, fishy. Come on, fishy, fishy. What do we got? Oh, they stole my worm. I don't know if the audio is bad because of the wind or not. These jokesters stole my worm. Well, good luck if you go out for some more fish of some form, Backlash. Good luck. This is going to be it for me today. I'm gonna try to catch a few more in the next 30 minutes or so. And then I'm going to head home to Molly, and we're going to take care of some chores, I'm sure. All right. Last cast was the red worm. We put on a piece of night crawler this time. The red worms seem to get bit more, but I really think that I catch better fish on the night crawler. There's a bite. Another bluegill or a greenie? It's a greenie. It's another greenie. I'd be surprised if we hook a bass or a big old slab reddier out here. There's that sun again. Look at that. Not terrible. Not terrible. Got bluegill spawning right now. Like you do in your pond, or you mean just in your area? Because they're spawning here. They were spawning a lot more in the recent past. I don't know if you guys can even hear me. It's getting stupid windy out of nowhere. I do my first fishing live in like 3 years, and this happens. There was no wind when I started. I bet you can't even hear me. I'll have to shut the live down if the wind gets too bad, and then I'll just fish for another 20 minutes by myself. Maybe upload a post and show you guys what I get. In my pond, they're spawning. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I got some pretty good footage of pumpkin seeds spawning up in Pennsylvania. It's like put my GoPro underwater over a bed, and they kept flashing and showing their colors, and they were spinning around in circles. It was pretty cool. I wonder if anyone looked over and like, who's that weirdo filming those two sunfish going at it? Yep, I'm definitely a weirdo. I'll take that. Oh, I missed them. A million missed bites out here, man. A million missed bites. And stolen worms, too, on top of it. Let's try a red worm. We'll just go back and forth. We'll try some red worms. We'll try some night crawlers. Whatever the heck they're wanting. We're trying to pull another fish or two out of this spot before we slide on down the bank anymore. Normally, when I don't have the tripod, when I'm not live, I do a lot of moving up and down the bank. I just go wherever the fish are, but can't do that with this big old tripod and all my gear sitting down here. Fixed to get some underwater light so you can watch my pond streams. You will see the sunfish better. That'd actually be really cool. It's actually a really good idea. Heck yeah. My dad said I can hear you fine. Okay. Sounds good. I'm having all types. Oh no. Oh God. Uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. The wind has done its thing. Oh goodness. This is one of the worst I've ever seen. The wind has won, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you. Oh man. Oh, look at it. You see what I'm dealing with here? Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I don't even know what happened. I don't even have any. Look at this. Just casually talking to you guys, and all of a sudden, Armageddon. Oh, I can't even get it out at this point. I don't understand what's going on. It's feeding off the line. I feel at a completely different place from where it's tanking. because at this point I don't know what to do. All right, guys. I'm trying to decide if I want to stop the live or not. Oh, I'll try to do it without stopping the live. Hold on. Intermission. Nothing good. Everything really bad. Really terrible. Really terrible. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what's going on right now. I really couldn't. Really couldn't even tell you what's going on. Well, I am truly at a loss for what's going on. I don't even know how to, like, I just made it worse. Here, it's not through the thing anymore, so I can't reel it up because it's not through the. Oh, I don't know what to do. I'm not having a good time, actually. Oh, we're a couple seconds from maybe ending this live, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, boy. Not sure what's going on, or really the main reason is why. It's not really what's going on that matters. It's really why. Why does this have to happen to me right now? I don't understand what's going on. I'm not enjoying it. I'm not having a good time. Oh. So you guys probably aren't. All right. You guys have a great day. I'll see you guys later.